moving different when the stakes got high. Watching homies switch up, couldn't believe my eyes. Same cat who had my back when we was counting dimes, now he acting funny when I'm getting mine. Ah man, transformation and it hit him like a lightning strike. Used to ride together, now we different types. Never saw it coming, thought we shared the fight. Now I see his colors ain't what they was like. Change, something changed, something changed. Ain't the same, ain't the same, ain't the same. Playing games, playing games, playing games. Something changed, something changed, something changed. Yeah. Metamorphosis got him twisted up. Money came between us, got him fixed up. Used to split the profit, now we keepin' cut. Trust I had for years, he done messed it up. Ooh, damn. Evolution showing me his real face. Loyalty was solid till he switched the pace. Brotherhood we built, now it's displaced. Character revealed when he changed ways. Change, something changed, something changed. Ain't the same, ain't the same, ain't the same. Playing games, playing games, playing games. Something changed, something changed, something changed. Changed up, changed up, changed up on me. 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 Alteration hit him when the pressure rose. Friends become opponents, that's how business goes. Saw the transformation, now I'm keep it close. Eye on every move, cause his heart's been froze. Yeah, cold. Mutation in his spirit got me paranoid. Brotherhood destroyed by what we can't avoid. Loyalty's a luxury he can't enjoy. Trust turned to rust, now it's null and void. Change, something change, something change. Ain't the same, make the same, make the same. Playing games, playing games, playing games. Something change, something change, something change.
Change up, change up, change up, change up, yeah. Change up, change up, something change.
Yeah, check it. Time to paint my face on wall. I wake up every morning like I'm suiting for battle. The mirror shows a soldier that ain't backing down from cattle. Streets taught me lessons that no classroom ever could. Survival of the realest in my rundown neighborhood. War paint on my face, ready for the fight. Being blinded through the darkness, now I'm claiming what's mine tonight. War paint on my face, armor made of scars. Every mark tells a story how I made it this far. Paint it on, paint it on. Let them know I'm built strong. Paint it on, been a warrior all along. They sleeping on me heavy, but I'm wide awake now. Counting on my blessings while I'm planning my takedown. Never had it easy, had to fight for every crumb. Now they wanna label me, but don't know where I come from. War paint on my face, ready for the fight. Been grinding through the darkness, now I'm claiming what's mine tonight. War paint on my face, armor made of scars. Every mark tells a story how I made it this far. Paint it on, paint it on. Let them know I'm built strong. Paint it on, been a warrior how I made it this far. Paint it on, let them know I'm built strong. Paint it on, been a warrior all along. Listen up, I've been through hell and back twice. Paid my dues in blood and sweat. Ain't nothing nice about the way I had to climb up from the bottom floor. Every battle left me stronger than I was before. They tried to break me down but couldn't crack my spirit. When they whisper in the corners, man, I know they fear it. The hunger in my eyes, the fire in my soul. I painted myself different, now I'm taking control. From the block to the booth, kept my vision clear. Now the same ones who doubted wanna interfere. But I remember every slight, every door that got slammed. Now I'm standing at the top with the mic in my hand. War paint dripping, let the whole world see what happens when you count out somebody like me. I rose from the ashes like I'm born again. With my war paint on, this is where my story begins. War paint on my face, ready for the fight. Been grinding through the darkness, now claiming what's mine tonight. War paint on my face, armor made of scars. Every mark tells a story how I made it this far. Paint it on, paint it on. Let them know I'm built strong. Paint it on, been a warrior all along. Paint never fade. Yeah, 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 yeah. Paint never fade. Yeah, yeah. One time for the block. DJ scratches, vinyl crackle. Barely out the hallway, I stomp through rain-slick streets. Rutland Amumochu's cold wind bites my cheek. Stoop posted, heavy tensions boiling in the air. I ain't talking war yet, but pressure building everywhere. Yeah, broken windows, old tags on the brick. Kids hustling, gritting the teeth, never had it slick. Nightfall thick, steel nerves on patrol. I'm pacing verses in my head, hunger burning in my soul. Rutland bound, I'm set and wound. My city sound, I hold it down. Shut out the noise, sharp and focused through the haze. Neighbors trying to keep their pride alive, fighting through the days. Those backyard deals, hand in hand in brown paper. Rhythm in the struggle, backbeat with no saviors. Bazaar on the corner, haggling for that spot. Loyalty bought with sweat, every lesson hard fought. I learned the code between sirens and shouts. Caught my name in the stone, no room for doubt. Yeah, listen, DJ cuts, soul sample stutters, bassline rumbles. Let it crack! Every echo in the walls, every footstep spell survival. Measure moments like change, stacking risks for our arrival. Rutland bound, I'm set in womb. My city sound, I hold it down. Grit tastes bitter, but sweeter than defeat. Respect run deeper when you build it in the street. Every scar badge, every win a fight. I'm rooted in the block, never out of sight. Who's real now? Ain't chasing clout, I want my place at the table. From rooftop visions to the cable-bound fable. Past rust and struggle, breath drawn through dust. Running blood in my veins, I grind cause I must. Rutland bound, I'm set and wound. My city sound, I hold it down. DJ scratches, bass. Yo, forever. This my life, my lane. Check it, you been frontin' on the block too long. Act like you run these streets, but your crew ain't strong. I seen you ducking when the heat came down. Now you wanna talk tough when there's cats around. But I remember when you used to beg for change outside the corner store looking all deranged. Now you got some paper and you think you fly, but deep down inside you still that scared guy. You ain't who you pretend to be, just another fake MC. Corner store memories haunt your mind, left your real self way behind. You ain't who you pretend to be, just another fake MC. Used to steal candy bars, now you claiming weight, moving major figures, but I know it's fake. Your mom still worried about you every night, while you out here pretending that you live that life. See you at the bodega buying Lucy still, counting every dollar like you pay the bills. But when the block gets hot, you disappear quick. Real ones stay around, you just counterfeit. You ain't who you pretend to be, just another fake MC. Corner store memories haunt your mind, left your real self way behind. You ain't who you pretend to be, just another fake MC. Remember when we used to scheme together? Now you act like we ain't friends forever. Vibrates like we ain't friends forever. So don't front like fuck big boss together. I'm never one we used to scheme together. Married on the D of friends forever. But I got receipts from way back when, so don't front like you been hard since then. I ain't hating on your paper if it's really yours, but stop faking like you opened up the major doors. Still shop where your credit cards get declined, but flex online like your pockets got shine. Keep it 100, that's the code we live. Don't fabricate the truth, just give what you give. Cause when push comes to shove and your back's to the wall, that corner store kid gon' make you fall. You ain't who you pretend to be, just another fake MC. Corner store memories haunt your mind, left your real self way behind. You ain't who you pretend to be, just another fake MC. Yeah. Corner store chronicles, remember where you came from, put in front of everybody. Keep it real, keep it 100.
I walk these blocks since I was young, man. Nothing changed but the bodies on the ground. Sirens screaming every night like background. Lost homies to the streets, they ain't around. Blood on the pavement, mothers crying loud. Another family broken, another kid proud. To represent that took his brother out. The cycle got me twisted full of doubt. Blood and snow, that's all we know. Blood and snow. Treating us like animals, spitting our face. System built to break us down, that's the case. But we still hustle hard, still run this race. Corner boys slinging rocks to pay the rent. Mama working double shifts, her back is bent. Dreams deferred, all our hope is spent. Violence is the language that we represent. Blood and stone, that's all we know. Blood and stone, watch the anger grow. It's the sound of the streets, man. This the pain that we feel. This the truth that we speak.
when I see my first body drop. 12 years old, had to learn when the bullets pop. Get the deck, stay alive, pray the shooting stop. Now I care still, cause the dying never stops. Neighborhood boys on battle every day. Funeral homes getting rich off the price they pay. Young kids packing heat instead of supposed to play. It's the only education that we know today.
Blood is strong. That's all we know, man. Blood is strong. Watch the anger grow. Blood is strong. Nowhere to go. Blood is strong. That's all we go. Blood is strong. Blood is strong. So we stone. Blood and stone.
Yeah. Check it, yeah.
La la, where you at?
Let me tell you about this.
Oh.
Well, I lie. Remember back when we was just kids on the block. Now you act like you don't even know where I'm from. Used to share the same pain, same rain on our face. Now you switch up the game, leave me here in this place. Where you at when the street got cold? Where you at when the story unfold? You was here when we had nothing real. Now you gone when it's time to feel. Back then we was tight like brothers. Now you treat me just like all the others. Where you at, where you at? Tell me that. When the world turned black, you ain't coming back.
Where you at, where you at? When I needed you some ghosts. La la la, where you at? Oh oh, where you at? Tell me where, tell me where. We've been hiding all this time. Tell me where, tell me where. You draw that line.
See you walking with the new faces now, acting like you never knew this town somehow. But I remember when you couldn't pay the rent. Now you got it all, but your soul been spared. Where you at when they question my name? Where you at when I'm feeling ashamed? You was real when you struggled for cash. Now you fake since you got that stash. Distance going like a cancer spread. All the promises that you said. Where you at, where you at? Answer that. When I call your back, line go flat.
Where you at, where you at? When I needed you the most. La la la, where you at? Where you at, where you at? Now you just a ghost. La la la, where you at? Oh oh, where you at? Tell me where, tell me where. You've been hiding all this time. Tell me where, tell me where. You draw that line.
Used to be my partner, now you're just a stranger. Used to have my back, now I'm in danger of losing what we built from nothing real. Now I'm asking how you really feel. Where you at?
Where you at, when I needed you the most? The live live. Where you at, now you just a ghost. The live live. Oh oh, where you at? Tell me where, tell me where. You've been hiding all this time. Tell me where, tell me where. You draw that line.
Yeah. Where you at now? Check it. Damn it. Where you at? Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Check it out. Word up.
Back in the day we used to run these blocks together. Same corner, same hustle, facing all the weather. Remember when you said we make it through whatever? Now I see you switched up like you don't remember. Remember when we had each other's backs? Remember splitting everything in half. Remember those late night cypher raps. Now you act like all that history collapsed. Where you been when the heat came down? Where you been when I needed sound? Tell me where you been, acting like we never been around. Where you been, where you know where to be found. Recuerdo cuando éramos hermanos de verdad. Misma sangre, mismo barrio, misma realidad. Ahora vienes con mentira y falsedad. Dime hermano, ¿dónde está la lealtad? Recuerdo todos los días duros. Recuerdo cuando teníamos futuros. Recuerdo prometiste estar seguro. Ahora me das la espalda como si fuera impuro. Where you been when the heat came down? Where you been when I needed sound? Tell me where you been, I've been around. Where you been, now you know where to be found. Yeah. Used to call you brother, now you just a stranger. Used to have my number, now you bring me danger. Used to be my partner, now you rearrange the truth about a bond like it was never major. Remember all the promises you made. Remember how you said you never fade. Remember loyalty could never trade. Now I see you sold your soul for getting paid. Used to be the realest that I knew. Used to think that nothing could divide us two. Used to believe your word was always true. Now I see you switched up for a different crew.
Oh, where'd you go? I don't know. Oh, why you changed?
Everything real.
Where you been when the heat came down? Where you been when I needed sound? Tell me where you been, acting like we never been to bed. Where you been, now you know where to be found. Where you been when I called your name? Tell me where you been, nothing ever gonna be the same. Where you been, now you running from the shame. Remember when we used to be tight? Remember when we used to be right? Remember when we used to fight for each other every night? Now you gone without a trace. Can't even look me in the face. Guess some friendships can't replace what money does to time and space.
Yo, I see you standing over there with that attitude, fronting like you can't hear me when I'm calling you. But every time I step close you get nervous though. Acting hard but I know what's beneath the surface. So listen up when I tell you what I'm thinking about. The way you move, the way you pout, no need to doubt. I've been watching how you operate around this block. The way you walk, the way you talk, you got me shot. And I don't usually chase, but something about your style got me willing to invest a little time and trial. So cut the games, drop the mask, let me see what's real. Cause I can tell you got some feelings that you try to conceal. Talk your talk, walk your walk, but I see through the front. You can act like you don't want me, but I know what you want. Talk your talk, walk your walk, but your eyes tell the truth. Been around the neighborhood, I know what's the proof. See, I'm from where they teach you never show your cards, but the way you look at me breaks down your guard. Every conversation got you biting on your lip. Every time I get close, you let your finger slip. Touching on my shoulder when you laugh at my jokes. Acting like it's casual, but I see how you provoke. These little situations where we end up alone, and you pretend like you don't want me walking you home. But I respect the hustle, how you keep it tight. Never letting anyone see past the street light. But I've been in these trenches, I can read the signs. and every single one of them is saying your mind. Talk your talk, walk your walk, but I see through the front. You can act like you don't want me, but I know what you want. Talk your talk, walk your walk, but your eyes tell the truth. Been around the neighborhood, I know what's the proof. Oh, I know, oh, I know, oh, I know. Yeah. So what's it gonna be? You gonna keep this up forever? Acting like we ain't got chemistry, thinking you're clever. But I'm patient, I can wait until you're ready to admit that underneath that tough exterior you really wanna commit to something real, something genuine. Not these little games when you pretend you don't remember when I call your name. I see you smile when you think I'm out looking your way. I hear you ask your friends about me every other day. So save the theatrics, cut the performance short, cause real recognizes real, and that's my last retort. Either step to me direct to keep it moving, choose, but stop wasting both our time with these ridiculous blues. Talk your talk, yeah. Walk your walk, but I know what you want, know what you want, what you want, what you want. What? Check it. Thinking on me? Shit, you walk around like you own the block. Talk that tough shit, but you soft as chalk. Remember when you used to cry about everything? Now you front hard like you're some king. But I seen you when the lights went out. Scared little punk, what that's about. You ain't built for this life you claim. Just another fake, playing the game. Used to run home when the real ones came. Now you act like you invented the name, but your whole style's just make-believe. Roll up your sleeves, what you gonna achieve? You ain't that tough, now you ain't that hard. Frontin' like a boss, but you ain't got the scars. I remember who you really are before you tried to be some fucking star. You ain't that tough, quit the act. Matter of fact, where your heart at? Yeah, yeah, tough, tough, tough. Fake tough. La 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 la. Oh, fake tough, fake tough. That's all you got. La 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 la. Fake tough, fake tough. Yo, you switch up quick when the pressure's on. First sign of trouble and your courage gone. I watch you fold like paper in the rain. All that big talk, but you can't handle pain. You wear that mask, but I see through the lies. Behind them cold stares, fear in your eyes. Think nobody knows about your soft side, but I've been around, can't run and hide. You talk about respect like you earned your place, but you bought your rep with a poker face. Real recognize real, you just counterfeit. Acting like a thug, but you can't commit. You ain't that tough, now you ain't that hard. Frontin' like a boss, but you ain't got the scars. I remember who you really are before you tried to be some fucking star. You ain't that tough, quit the act. Matter of fact, where your heart at? Yeah, yeah, fake tough, fake tough. Oh, oh, that's how you tough. Stop pretending, stop the show. Deep down inside we both know you ain't built for this life. Cut through your image like a knife. Real ones don't need to prove what they bout, how they move. So keep on playing your character role, but that empty act's getting old. I'ma call you out every single time. Drop the facade, that shit ain't mine. You can fool them, but you can't fool me. I know your history, your tendencies. So when you see me, don't even try. That tough guy shit, it's all a lie. Be yourself or be nothing at all. Pride before the motherfucking fall. Tough, they won't get you far.
They
Basement bars going sick, bust through brick walls, back to basics, Tokyo ticks. You act tough, I see tricks, tongue twisting, back flip quick. I spit facts, that stick snacks on your slick tactics. Ran Shibuya Alley City singing static. My hunger out in Ginza, pockets pinch panic. Every handshake plastic, you speak I'm drastic, louder than rush hour, my mood volcanic. Step on pavement, statement crackle, midnight rattle, life's a hassle. East wind whistle, struggles battle. Watch your step, this ground will grapple. This is my state of mind, locked tight, never blind. Vinyl scratch back the spine, feeling heavy every line. Dirty rain I climb, bass rattles redefined. East Coast, Tokyo blind, fist and fury intertwined. Pretty tongue with bitter truth, wired nerves and worn youth. You dish shade, I distort proof, spit flames uncouth. Crack tile, swords drawn, I walk alone, dawn gone. Backstabbing, snatch pawn, gameplays fake brawn. Dia's nighttime, snarling concrete, chest thumping, snare punch hard while your ego flatlining. We clash in alleyways, lit by past mistakes. Bass breaks, vinyl aches, silence that hate makes. Bus station, tongue lashing, raw talk outlasting. Drums crash, contrasting, my patience bypassing. Lady luck kept fasting, nights cold yet blasting. Chop soul, everlasting, aggression in the last. My state of mind, locked tight, never blind. Vinyl scratch back the spine, feeling heavy every line. Dirty rain I climb, bass rattles redefined. East Coast, Tokyo vine, fist and fury intertwined. Look in the eye, no stack entwine. Short clip prints, no goodbye. I back this implied, always axe to ride. Like the crime fist suffice to my way, 12 straight design. Look me in the eye, no second try. Triplet breath, no goodbye. Bite back, big supply, always asking why. Underground, testify, you see my rain multiply. This is my state of mind, locked tight, never blind. Vinyl scratch back the spine, feeling heavy every line. Dirty rain I climb, bass rattles redefined. These pulls you fucking down, feel so fury, yeah, that's mine. This is my state of mind, locked tight, never blind. Vinyl scratch back the spine, feeling heavy every line. Dirty rain I climb, bass rattles redefined. East Coast, Tokyo bomb, fist and fury intertwined. I pressurize, cut ties, Tokyo cry. Vinyl pop, soul size, East Coast in my eyes.